Wawa plans to open 3 to 4 more locations in DC in the near future. Next up is Georgetown, which they plan to have completed by the coming year. For District Wire News, I'm Aubrey Gelpieryn. So what you can see here behind me is a variety of different graffiti styles. Most common is a tag, which is a graffiti artist's personalized signature. One of the games here today is Maleki, where they have these sticks that you throw at what are called skittles and are numbered. And you want to try to equal 25 points. Normally it would be 50 points, but for today it's 25 to win the prize.
800! 784!
A popular Pennsylvania-based convenience store is opening its doors in DC. Wawa unveiled its first Washington location in DuPont Circle.
DC is so transient and people are from all over, and I've met so many people that are from, I would say, Mother Wawa land up in Pennsylvania and New Jersey today. So I think it's a taste of home.
While the DC location doesn't include a gas station like its counterparts in other states do, it's still reminiscent of a hometown staple for some.
The first time I went to a Wawa, I was probably about 5 years old. I could walk to it actually from my house.
The DuPont Circle location is the chain's largest store to date.
Back home, there's definitely community feel to the Wawa. You know, you go in there, you know people that are getting food, you know all the workers. It's like a really friendly time every time you go. And obviously you can't recreate that in a city as much, but you can still get the really good food.
Unique additions to this Wawa store include Nitro Brew and a selfie screen. To promote their new location, the DC store will be offering free coffee all weekend. Washington National Airport is becoming a lot more exclusive, with a $1 billion remodeling that's expected to be complete in 2021. The redesigned Travel Hub's main concourse will be open only for ticketed passengers. This includes the variety of restaurants and stores that are currently right outside the security checkpoints. The airport will expand to accommodate the 23 million passengers that use DCA annually, according to the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority. Those who regularly fly out of the airport say that it's typically overcrowded.
I think it's too busy now. I think there's too many people and too many flights in a very small space.
Some travelers visiting DC prefer waiting outside the security checkpoint so that they can finish their food and beverages without their liquids being confiscated by the TSA.
You know, it's the water thing. So before I tossed my bottle of water, I was going to drink it here.
Other visitors have ideas for how the airport should be redesigned.
Minimize walking, I would say, for an older person.
More suggestions flyers have for what to include in the remodel include a bookshop and more coffee shops. The remodel begins this fall and will also include a new parking garage and road improvements.
And the expansion project is actually being called Project Journey. Back to you, Jenica.
American universities' athletics might not draw the biggest crowds, but that doesn't stop their cheerleaders.
Definitely it's hard cheering for a very small crowd. At times the opposing team has a bigger crowd than we do. But it is fun because we do see familiar faces in the crowd, and we do have loyal fans to either the basketball team or even to us. It becomes very personal.
The AU cheer team's success doesn't come without hard work. Cheerleaders practice 3 times a week in the evenings and then wake up early for 6 a.m. practices, all while still being full-time students, participating in extracurriculars, and holding jobs. Last year, the American University cheerleading team made it to nationals, which was a special moment for Captain Libby Buss.
We were all immensely proud of ourselves for even getting to that, so it kind of was both a highlight and also just kind of a point in the mountain, I guess you could say, that we can keep climbing to get to our peak.
Competing at nationals for the first time made school history for the cheer team, which recently was switched from being under sports marketing to athletics.
Cheerleading has never really been viewed as an athletic sport by a lot of people just because of its roots, but I think here we've definitely been getting more recognition.
AU Cheer hopes to head to nationals this year for the 2nd time in a row, but until they get there, they'll keep practicing and putting on a show for the loyal Eagle fans. For ESPNU, I'm Aubrey Gelpieryn.
I was actually down at the White House this morning to see how these restrictions change the White House visiting experience for tourists. Take a look.
Attracts approximately 6,000 visitors daily. People from around the world gather to look at and take photographs of the president's home. But now there's a new barrier in their way. Guests are no longer allowed to stand on the sidewalk next to the south fence of the White House lawn.
We had heard that you couldn't get closer, but we were hoping to get nice pictures and be able to show we were here and to see it.
This restriction is being implemented as a way to increase security. An official from the National Park Police spoke to us on the condition of anonymity, saying, "At this point, too many incidents have happened. Public image and safety is more important than White House tours." Throngs of tourists can still gather on the sidewalk by the south entrance across the street and on the north side of the lawn. Most visitors are understanding of the situation.
I understood the reason why they have this security measure now, and I accept it, of course.
These restrictions follow an incident this March when a man hopped the White House fence.
There's actually been over 100 attempts to jump the White House fence in just the past 3 years, so officials are hoping that this will help to lessen the security risk.